What's good? It's your man Kil.
Dr. Roz.
We're back for another thing until definitely for another thing. Yeah, another thing until definitely for We gonna finish off with the men are never satisfied. My homegirl Roz Kil's got at me on Twitter about that. So yeah, we just talking about men never being satisfied. And where we left off at was where we were talking about, to me, I think as a wife and as a husband, it's my duty to care for you. It's my duty to put your needs first. It's really similar to with a kid.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So the thing is that if I'm not making sure Naomi's needs are being met, as far as making sure she's fed, making sure she has clothes, making sure she's in a good school, you know, making sure, you know, even making sure she's having fun and staying, you know, busy doing stuff, most people would say I'm not a good parent.
Absolutely.
So if you, as a husband or a wife, aren't meeting your spouse's needs, then I'd have to go out on a limb and hold you to the same accountability and say you're not being a good husband or wife. So I think the whole thing is being able to understand what those needs are. And when it comes to a kid, it doesn't matter what those needs are. You know, it doesn't matter if you're tired. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, if your child's homework needs to be done. It doesn't matter if you have a 2-hour commute, if you got a 5-minute commute, you have to get her homework done because, you know, the consequences to me are just more tangible. If the homework doesn't get done, then the kid fails, and then you get called in for the teacher conference. So the consequences of not doing your job as a parent are a lot more tangible and in your face than the job if you're not doing your job as a husband and wife. You may not see the consequences of not doing your job as a husband and wife for years to come.
Absolutely.
Whereas with a child, you see them instantaneous. You know, if you don't do that homework, 2 days later or the next day, a teacher is calling you if your kid goes to a good school to tell you and ask why the homework isn't being done. So I understand that people are tired. I understand that people may not like what's going on. Me personally, I hate doing homework with a 6-year-old because it just takes so much time and so much energy, and I just be wanting to do it for her because it's like, come on now, you can't, it's taking you 20 minutes to write your name, you know. So no, it's not that bad, but it feels like 20 minutes.
But yeah, that's gotta be
right. So at the end of the day, I don't feel like doing it, but I have to do it. Whereas when it comes to marriage, it always seems to be I don't feel like doing it, so I'm not going to do it.
No, I agree with that.
So at the end of the day, I think more men and women would be satisfied if we came with a humble attitude, a humble spirit, you know, to just say, hey, I'm here to make you happy.
But I think people get tired. I think people get tired. They feel taken advantage of. They feel that their partner takes them for granted.
Right.
And that's when it starts looking better on the other side.
And I understand that too, but at the end of the day, I think it just comes down to what do you have to do.
Yeah,
see, and that's the thing, that there's a certain level of accountability that we have to look at with things. And I think the way that we look at life is if he's not doing or she's not doing and I'm not doing, and I call that the roommate going on strike. Like in college, you know, me and my roommate, you know, he wouldn't do the dishes or I did the dishes the last time, and I go on strike and I'm like, I'm not doing the dishes, and the dishes just keep piling up. I'll wash a cup and drink and keep it moving. But we can't do that in a marriage. But that's what we do.
But that's what people do.
That's what we do in a marriage, and it becomes tit for tat.
Even you know, self-disclose a little bit. Even in myself, I had to like really think about, wow, I don't do what I did 6 years ago in my marriage. And while people change, you know, it's always in the back of my mind what you said. He married me for the person I was then.
Right.
You know, so who cares about what I have going on now? He still needs that type of stability that he came into, you know, married.
Right. I mean, I just think at the end of the day, my satisfaction depends a lot on what you're willing to give me. So that's why I said it's a huge difference between being married and just dating somebody, because if I'm just dating you, I don't feel the need to be, you know, it's really, dating to me is about, you know, you pleasing me and me. I mean,
getting to dating is about let me get to know who you are.
Right, it's getting to know who you are.
That's what it should be.
Dating is about, well, I mean, you smashing and everything like that.
But you shouldn't be.
But, I mean, yeah, you shouldn't be, but we're just talking about what reality is. So at the end of the day, dating, it's really about, it's almost more organic because it's more like, you know, you want to do nice things for this person. You want to surprise them with stuff.
They're more fun.
Right.
They're more fun.
Yeah, you know, so just through time and through life and with marriage. So I just think that, you know, and again, that's if you're in a committed relationship. You know, now the average dude who's single doesn't want to be in a committed relationship because he knows I can go from this chick to this chick to this chick to this chick. So if you're looking at satisfaction, I'm not even listening. If you're looking for if you're saying men like that are never satisfied, they're not satisfied because they can get what they want anywhere they go to. And the thing
message is women stop making it so easy in the dating process, you're saying?
I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, and what we've always said, you know, is look, you know, the second you give it up to us, it's a wrap. You know, and I think women, y'all have this strong, you know, y'all really think y'all like Ultraman or Voltron or somebody like indestructible, because women love to say, oh, I can do this without a man, and I have so many homegirls who said, oh, I don't need this man for child support, I'm gonna have this kid and I'm gonna raise him, and 2 years later you got the dude up in child support court, and I'm like, yo, I thought you could hold this down. Oh, I didn't realize. So I think with women, there's always a thing of, well, I could think like a man. I could just have sex and just do my thing.
Yeah, you can.
And I don't really think you can. Like, there's a handful of y'all who can, and there's not 1 inch of love or emotion in it. But the average chick is not going to be able to play that game. Yeah. You know, so the whole thing is, like I said, you give it to us.
The handful ain't going to be able to play that game either, because even if they're just in that moment of 5 minutes of that sexual pleasure, they're still trying to connect emotionally with that person.
Man, cool. So all I'm saying is men aren't satisfied because women make it so easy for us to get whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? So don't give it up to a dude who's not your man.
Yeah.
You know, don't just be out here, you know, letting everybody smash. You know. And marriages, I think.
But let me talk to the brothers. Because we're Did you really say like crazy?
No, really. What you talking about? What?
Because we all on ladies, like ladies don't give it up. But where's the responsibility of the man? Where's the responsibility of you saving yourself for the right person? Where's the responsibility? And I know y'all rolling your eyes. Stop it.
But let me explain why it's out the window. It's out the window because of what.
But it doesn't have to be out the window.
But what I'm saying is this: is that society. I don't know if you ever saw this movie. I forgot the name of it. But it was one of those M. Night Shyamalan movies.
No, I didn't. I don't scare myself on it.
And it was one of them joints where it's like these people lived in like a village, like they were Amish, and there was some monster or something. But the moral to the story is that you thought they were living in like the 1820s, but they were living in right now. They lived in some far off place where they just roped everything off, and they did this because they wanted to keep, I guess, their society, you know, a certain way. You know, and
Eureka.
Right. And what they did was they pretended it was this monster that was out there. And if you went in the forest, the monster would kill you. But what it really was, if you think there's a monster. So, but then if you went in the forest, you'd find out that there's a highway right there and there's civilization. But they did that because they wanted to keep their way of thinking a certain way. Gotcha. So it's kind of like when me and Tia talking about raising Naomi. It's like, yeah, we want her to be around other friends who, you know, have some of the same values, and which is why we pay an arm and leg to send her to Christian school and everything like that. And not to say that that's any better, because I'm not saying that, you know, I think it is better, but I know there's still going to be some smut going on in Christian school.
At least you're trying.
But what I mean is that you have to find and it's the same thing you try to do with friends. You try to find like-minded people like yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's what you want for your kid. So it's like, okay, eventually, as much as I hate to say it, my daughter's going to start dating. I want her to date a dude who's like-minded like her, who's not trying to bang my daughter. Now, do I really think that's going to happen? No, because every dude, even in the church, is trying to bang somebody. So, but I'm hoping it will. But that's what I mean, is that you have to raise boys in a way to say, you know what? You want to save yourself for marriage, and the average father is not going to do that.
But that's what I'm saying.
But it's a whole mindset that has to be changed.
Okay, so great. So maybe you didn't get that.
Right.
From 0 to 20.
Right.
Here you are 30 and you still hopping from woman to woman to woman to woman. Come on. When does it click for you as a man that this ain't cool?
Doesn't feel good?
No, but that this isn't cool. Like moving from chick to chick to chick. Come on, because you in the club Friday, you take some chick home. You in the club Saturday, you take some chick home. Like when does that get old? Like when does that get old?
When does going shoe shopping get old for you? Thank you.
It's not the same thing, though.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because
yes, it is.
with shoe shopping, I am not. I am not possibly destroying someone's life, or emotionally hurting someone.
Aren't you possibly destroying your husband's bank account?
No.
Emotionally hurting him?
No.
Okay.
No.
I think, well, at the time, guess what? I'm not thinking I'm destroying nobody's life.
But I'm saying, when does that click for you to,
It
like,
doesn't
this
click
isn't
because
cool?
going around smashing chicks is the equivalent of y'all going shopping.
No.
I'm not saying that the emotional fact, I'm saying the feeling that you get from it. You get a feeling of
the euphoria.
Yeah, what do you get if I just said, here, Roz, here's 5 G's, go shopping? How would you explain the feeling of that?
Total excitement.
Total excitement.
I get it.
You put me in a situation where I can bang 5 to 6 chicks a week. Total excitement. And I'm gonna tell you this: the average woman is not getting no dude saying, "Here's 5 G's." The average woman, that money could be going somewhere else. That money could be going. You got a lot of people who got their kids in the hood school, but go shopping every week. Well, you could take that shopping money and put your kids in a good school. So at the end of the day, not too many people, especially now, just have it where we just got money.
But still,
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm just saying is,
and I understand the explanation.
right, I understand that it's not no emotional and all that stuff. I'm just saying, when you're asking me, when does it click? When does it click in a woman's mind that I'm on a budget and I cannot go shoe shopping the way I like? It may click, but it don't mean that you agree with it. You may still try to slide a shoe in there and think your husband don't know. You may try not to buy lunch for a week and slide it on in there.
More fiscally responsible than that.
Not if, well, I say this. If you're accustomed to going shoe shopping every week, and then you get married or somebody loses a job and something changes,
you realize you can't do that.
Okay.
Because more likely than not, it's going to be the woman that's now reorganizing the household.
All I'm saying is, it's not going to click for a man that we're destroying lives. Okay, I didn't think I was destroying lives until later on in life.
Well, no, because you got married at 26.
But I still didn't realize I was destroying lives until my 30s. It don't matter. I've been destroying lives since I was 14. So if that's the way you want to look at it, so all I'm saying is it doesn't click for us, and it's not going to click for us unless a dude sits you down and tries to school you. So now you're talking about, it can happen. You're just talking about a total makeover of the man's mind.
And what?
And that has to go from the old heads.
You want me to go get some glass slippers?
To the middle dudes, to the young boys.
No.
Roz,
because you want me to go from good girl to glass slippers.
Don't ever tell me that I want you to buy some glass slippers.
Isn't that what they're called?
They're called clear heels. This is not Cinderella. I don't want you to buy no glass slippers. I don't want you to have no see-through flats on. They're called clear heels. And this just shows everybody out there how disconnected this chick is from reality. Because she just said, I want you to go out and wear some glass slippers.
I still want to be a princess.
Well, good. Role play like you a princess. I don't care, but have clear heels on.
You know what I mean. The clear heels.
All I'm saying, the moral of this is, keep your spouse satisfied. Ask them what they want, and then do it. It's that simple. It's that simple. You either pay now or pay later. So you can wear some glass slippers now, or you could be going. I'm just repeating what you said. Or you could be in divorce court later.
Yeah, I agree with that. Totally agree with that.
Handle your business, and then that's how men will be satisfied. Men will be satisfied when our wives are doing what we have asked them to do. Don't shake your head no.
Well, how do you explain serial cheaters?
I said the average. So maybe the serial cheater is the dude who doesn't fall on the average. Yeah, there's some Eric Benet dudes out there who need to just get banged all the time. And that's okay. But all I'm saying is that 9 times out of 10, you know you're a dude. Like Chris Rock said, you know when your man needs his medicine, give it to him. And if you don't give it to him, you can't be mad when another chick is giving it to him. That's my thing. You can't. And it's the same thing. If men don't want to listen to your wife talk, you better realize there's a dude on the bus that'll listen to your wife talk. There's a dude at her job that'll listen to your wife talk. There's a dude at karaoke that'll listen to your wife talk. So it's the same thing. It's the same exact thing, same premise. So it's just called give your husband or your wife what they want, and then you can be satisfied. Now, when somebody can sit back and say, Kil, I've done that.
Yeah.
I have done everything they asked. I wear the lingerie every night. I role play.
And
I swing from chairs. I do this. I do that. Then we can talk about something different. But the average woman cannot look herself in the mirror right now and say, yes, I have done everything my husband has asked me to do.
And neither can the average man.
Right. On a consistent basis. That's the key thing. That was your word from before. Consistency.
Consistent, absolutely.
On a consistent basis.
Absolutely.
The average woman cannot say that. For whatever reason you want, but I bet you the average woman can say she's done a child's homework with her. She's helped him with the science project.
I bet you just about every dude that's worth his grain of salt say, I went to work every day. Come on, you can't do that. Come on.
No,
really?
what I'm saying is it's the same on both parts.
I got you.
I'm saying it's the same on both parts. Is that you handle your business.
Get
in
some
other
glass
arenas.
slippers.
Start calling them clear heels. Because now it's really, you got to understand, I got to read these stories to Naomi. So now when I'm talking about glass slippers, I'm going to be thinking about clear heels reading to my daughter because you're tainting with the smuttiness and bringing it into a fairy tale.
I forgot.
Clear,
it was clear
heels.
All I could think of was like clear shoes or glass slippers because I'm a princess.
So, Keys, good looking for the topic. Prayerfully, more women will go out and get some clear heels, and more men will listen to their wives and do the things that their wives want them to do, so that we can be satisfied with each other. That's the whole point of marriage. Because if I'm satisfied by myself and you're satisfied by yourself, why are we together? So, tilldeathinfo.com. Questions, tilldeathinfo@gmail.com. Keep it live. I'm Kil.
And I'm Dr. Roz.